Welcome to the 42nd episode of Democracy at the Crossroads. In the last episode, we showed the contrast between President Rajendra Prasad's inauguration of Somnath Temple in Gujarat in 1951 and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's proposed inauguration of the Ram Temple at Ayodhya coming Monday, January 22. We showed how for Rajendra Prasad it was a religious function and how for Narendra Modi it's a political project. This week we will show the contrast in the attitude of the BJP, the ruling party that Prime Minister Modi leads, towards the Hindu god in Ayodhya and the Hindu god in Puri in Orissa. We'll expose the hypocrisy of the BJP, how it calls itself the Thikadar, the sole champion of Hindu religion, and calls all the opposition parties anti-Hindu for deciding to boycott the Ram Temple inauguration ceremony on January 22. But the same BJP decides to boycott the inauguration of the Lord Jagannath corridor project in Puri, calling it a political project of Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik and his party Biju Janata Dal. Consider this, that Congress and some other opposition parties have decided to boycott the January 22 ceremony of Ayodhya. The Congress adduces Puri Shankaracharya's decision to boycott the January 22 Pran Pratishtha ceremony because, as per schedule, Prime Minister Modi will be the chief guest. He will be present in the sanctum sanctorum of the temple at the time of Pran Pratishtha. Presence of any politician, however big, highly placed he may be, would desecrate the Hindu rituals, the Shankaracharya says. The Congress echoes this line and argues that Hindu religious practices have been thrown to the wind in the Ram Mandir inauguration ceremony. To give political mileage to the BJP and its mascot, Mr. Modi, Congress has therefore decided to boycott the inaugural function on January 22. BJP has accused the Congress of being anti-Hindu when most members of Hindu community are so enthused by the Ram Temple inauguration in Ayodhya. It's only anti-Hindu political parties which have chosen to boycott such a pious occasion, the BJP says. So far, so good. But then see the reaction of the same BJP to the inauguration of the Jagannath corridor project in Puri. For the benefit of millions of Hindu pilgrims visiting the 12th century shrine of Lord Jagannath, the BJD government and Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik chose a mega corridor project around the temple and decided to inaugurate it just before the Ram Mandir inauguration. And the BJP has decided to boycott it, saying it's a project for the political projection of Naveen Patnaik and his Biju Janata Dal. Naveen government declared January 17 a holiday for schools, colleges and offices in Orissa. Just as the BJP governments, wherever they are in all over the country, have declared holiday on January 22, be it Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, et al. Wherever they are in power, there will be holiday, there will be dry days. Just as Prime Minister Modi has called upon Hindus all over the country to greet Ram Mandir inauguration, they would not be able to come, everyone will not be able to come to Ayodhya, but then they should join the inauguration with puja, arati, banging of thalis, wherever they are. Similarly, Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik has asked the Hindus of Odisha to greet the Jagannath corridor inauguration with blowing of conch shells, bhajans, kirtans, wherever they are in any part of the state they are in. Just as the BJP government in Uttar Pradesh, where the Ram Mandir is located, has made elaborate arrangements for visit of pilgrims during and after the Mandir inauguration, the BJD government of Odisha too has gone an extra mile to host the millions of devotees of Lord Jagannath, who will start streaming in from January 22, the day Ram Mandir inauguration happens. Just as at the behest of Modi's BJP, an incomplete Ram temple is being inaugurated, keeping the upcoming election in mind, the advanced Jagannath corridor project is also being inaugurated, as both the Assembly and Lok Sabha elections are staring in the face for the voters of Odisha in coming May and June. BJP and BJD are collaborators at the center, but they are political rivals in Odisha. In 2019, the BJP had achieved spectacular success by winning 8 out of 21 Lok Sabha seats. The BJP is eyeing more seats this time. The BJD is determined to push BJP back to its former status, 1 or at best 2 MPs. That's why religious theatre is on full display. The BJP had sought to galvanize the Hindu vote all over the country by inaugurating even a half-built Ram Mandir. Biju Janata Dal, BJD, has stolen the thunder by a high-profile inauguration of the new Jagannath temple corridor. Both Jagannath and Ram are revered deities in Odisha. But Odias are more closely drawn to Lord Jagannath than Bhagwan Ram. So the BJP in Odisha is disturbed that the Ram Mandir hype that they tried to create would not overwhelm the Odia Hindus. Mind you, the presence of minorities are negligible in Orissa. So the hype would not overwhelm Odias as was expected. As Naveen Patnaik has pulled out the trump card of Jagannath corridor, inaugurating it just 5 days before Ram Mandir inauguration. And officially starting a month-long special darshan for devotees from January 22 itself, the day Ram Mandir inauguration happens. Prime Minister Modi's carefully crafted political plan of Ram Mandir inauguration has been upstaged by Chief Minister Patnaik. The BJP had thought it had floored the opposition parties by presenting a dilemma before them: to be or not to be at Ram Mandir inauguration. It was a dilemma because if the Congress and other opposition parties accepted it, they would acknowledge Narendra Modi as the most and the biggest religious leader of Hindus. And if they don't, they would be branded as anti-Hindus. The Congress and other parties were not ready to accept the first option, to acknowledge Narendra Modi as the supreme leader of Hindus. So they decided to boycott it, even at the cost of being called anti-Hindu. Naveen Patnaik presented a similar option before the main opposition parties in the state, the Congress and the BJP. Either join the inauguration and acknowledge Naveen Patnaik as the biggest proponent of the Jagannath cult, or boycott it at the cost of being dubbed as anti-Jagannath. Both the opposition parties chose the second option, to boycott the function, as they were not ready to anoint Naveen Patnaik as the biggest benefactor of the Jagannath Dham. But here, the Congress was at least consistent. It opposed the political leaders arrogating onto themselves religious leadership in both Ayodhya and Puri. But the BJP has been exposed for its brazen hypocrisy. It accused Congress of bringing politics into a religious function at Ayodhya. But the same BJP today is politicizing the inauguration of Jagannath corridor and decides to boycott it. That shows BJP's fakery in its love for Hinduism. Hindutva is a political project for the BJP. It shows the BJP is a morally bankrupt, intellectually impoverished, and politically degenerate party that can stoop to any law just to remain in power.